So, can we start with just you introducing yourself and just sort of saying your name, your age, where you're from, and what you're doing at the minute, your occupation, or if you're a student, or is that okay?
Yeah, my name is David. It's actually David in Hebrew. I'm from Israel. I grew up in Tel Aviv, which is like I don't know if you know, but it's like the liberal city of Israel.
Okay.
And now I live in Haifa. It's in the north of Israel. It's a city of both Jewish and Arab people. I worked with stuff that related to education for a lot of years, and now I took a break from it, and I do like agriculture. I work with avocado in the farm, and that's what I do.
Oh, nice. Okay, lovely. Well, my name's Evelyn, by the way. I realised I didn't introduce myself either, really. Yeah.
I'm from England.
England, yeah.
Okay, I thought you were from Netherlands because Julian.
No, so I met him when travelling as well. So,
okay.
We met in Italy last year. But...
I met him in Italy too.
Did you?
Milan.
Oh, Milan. Yeah, I met him in Bologna, so it must have been not long after he met you.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I was talking to him about my project, and he mentioned you, and I was like, that's amazing. So yeah, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. That's great. But yeah, so my performance is about war, and it's sort of shedding light on the effects of like the Western government's impact on the world, and how that has caused like a lot of the modern wars and these conflicts that we see. And I want to get as many experiences and stories as I can from all sorts of perspectives. I messaged the guy that you sent me. I sent him an email, and he got back to me today, actually, like literally half an hour ago. And it was his assistant that got back to me saying to message them on WhatsApp about it. So I think they're up for helping as well. So it'd be great to get the Gazan perspective of it too. So thank you so much for that as well.
Sorry?
They're on board to help me out to find other people who want to get involved, which is great. So thank you.
Cool. I think that speaking to Palestinian is more difficult because they're not like allowed to say public things about their governments. Like I can speak about my government. I can say everything I want. Maybe I get like 8 comments or stuff like that, but it's I feel like I can say everything I want to say, and I'm not sure Palestinian people is like the same in this stuff. But he's a really good guy. I like him a lot. I don't agree with him with everything he says, but I follow him and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's harder to get their perspective, but hopefully I'll be able to.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's start with the questions. Did you have a read of what I sent?
Do I have a what?
Did you have a read of what I sent you, the questions?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the first sort of section, I guess, was directly about war. And actually, I've changed the first question I asked you. The first question is, do you remember your first experience with war?
My first, I remember my first memory from war. My parents said it's a fake memory, but I remember that I was like 5. Actually, we have like every few years we have a war. We have like they don't call it a war, they call it like an operation. I think that's the word in English. Okay. And the experience for Israeli until the October 7th events is mostly bombs and alarms and going to the shelter and like fearing from rockets and stuff. That's the experience for us. And of course, that people go to the army and they're dangerous and I think almost everyone, not almost, like everyone knows someone that is in the army. So my first memory, I remember that I was 5 years old and we sat in the shelter for a lot of hours, and it was really stinky, and like they took all the kids and we watched TV together. So that's like my first, and I didn't understand why we can't leave this place. That's like my first memory. My first like more meaningful memory. It was in 2012. There was an operation that is called Amud Anan, which is like I don't know how to say it in English. Something from that's the name. And I remember that we went to school and like people said like there are always rumors like maybe there will be rockets in Tel Aviv and be prepared, and like people like the government open all the shelters so people can be like prepared. And I was in school and there was actually an alarm, and we like went to the shelter, and it was really scary because it's like my first and like most of I think all of the students in my school, it was like their first experience with alarms and rockets and stuff. So I remember it was like really scary too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh gosh, well, I'm sorry that you had to go through that. So that was another part, was about how you felt and how you continue to feel now, being in Israel with what's going on right now.
I think like Israel is not so much, but kind of an organized country. Okay, so we have like systems that are there to protect us. Like there is an army, and there is like a Kippat Barzel, which is like a rocket that like when for example Hamas shoot a rocket on Israel, so there is Kippat Barzel, and then it's like a rocket that we send, and it's like blows their rocket in the air. So actually in the past few years after it was invented, so most of the rockets like it's harmless. So I think every time there was like an operation, so it's like really, it's kind of scary, and it's and like a lot of people go to the army, to the reserved army. You know what is reserved army?
No, I don't.
Okay, so army, like everyone in Israel is obligated to go to the army for 3 years. Every man is 3 years, women is 2 years, and then people who was like combat warriors, they usually, when there is a war, they come to fight it too. So like for like now, okay, now like a lot of the affection is that people have to leave their work, leave what they do. Students in the university, parents that have children at home, they leave everything and they go to participate in the war. So like, yeah, there is this stuff, but everything feels like it will be okay. We are stronger, and it will be okay. And then in October 7th, I don't know how familiar are you with exactly what happened there, but there it felt like chaos. Like there was no government and no army and no one to protect us. And like I wasn't there, but I have friends who were there. I know people who were there who got murdered, who like stuff like that. And yeah, that was like horrible. It was like a month after that I think everyone like didn't sleep at night because first of all, the feeling that we have that we are protected and there is someone to protect us is all like explode. Like people were talking about there is no one to protect us and we should leave the country and we are all in danger and like it brought us back to the times of like the Holocaust and like times in history that Jewish people were really hunted and like we suddenly a lot of people felt all those things. So it was really, really chaotic and really scary and like hours of news reports and like people posting an Instagram post like have you seen my brother? He's not responding my messages for 5 hours. If anyone sees him, this is a picture of him. Please make a contact with me. Or like a lot of people ran from the events, like the area of where the Hamas went to. So they got to houses of people, and they also posted on Instagram like. This is the list of people that are in my house now, and they are safe. Because they didn't have phones like that. There were terrorists that shoot them and ran after them, so they didn't always have phones. So yes. Also, after the events, like the government, it took them a lot of time to like put yourself together and start handling with the situation, like hundreds of thousands of people that are homeless because the village was is occupied now, so they don't have anywhere to stay. So they didn't make the solutions or like mental help, mental care. I don't know how to say it, like to see a psychology or a psychiatrist after what you went through, or even physical like help because a lot of people were injured. So it took the government a lot of time. So it was really frustrating and like it's not I don't think it's a secret. I don't like the government and I have really bad thoughts about them for like a lot of time before the war. So it was like. Yeah, they are so, it's so like the government, like that they're not connected to the people.
Yeah.
And the thing that we can see is like the people in Israel, like they volunteered and they stood up and like really did amazing stuff. Like I have a friend, a really close friend, his mom is a psychologist. She left her things and went to like the hotel where they put the people that that live there, and she like saw a person after person after person and like heard their story and did help. And another friend's father who also left his work to do to handle all the logistics, that people their house is burned, so they don't have clothes and they don't have a washing machine and they don't have money and I don't know, a lot of stuff. So he left his work, and like a lot of people. I also before I went to the reserved army, I was in the reserved army for 2 months, and before that I went to that they canceled all the schools. Obviously, there was no school for like, I think it was several weeks or a month. Okay. And there are parents that do like important stuff, like being a doctor, and they can't stay home with their children, so they made it's not babysitter. It's more like I don't know how to say it. Like a summer camp, but not summer camp.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's going to be like I volunteered with these children. Like I just did it. So it's like it was really, really, really common that people really help each other. So it made me really not believe in the government and really do believe in the people.
Yeah. That's amazing. I think that's so great to hear, because I think that's kind of what I want my performance to be about, because I know that it's not all a similar situation, but, you know, a lot of problems that we have in the UK is also because of our government, and our government has been in shambles as well for a long time. And I think that's also quite a global experience where people hate their governments, and we're realising now how corrupt and backwards they are. They don't care about the people. But that's beautiful. So
I agree with you, but I also think that like the government, they came from the people. Like if there are problems with the government, it says it marks that there are problems with the people, and 50. I don't know if I think now it's less than 50, but like more than 50% chose this government, and like they knew exactly who they are voting for, and there is like a lot of polarity. That's the word. Like that. Like there are. That people are really different from each other. So there is a lot of that in the Israeli people, but there is something in war that we have like a common enemy that it makes the people to really unite. It also creates problems, like for example, a problem to make criticism about the war. Like for many months it was like a really taboo. No, it's an existing war. We don't want to hear anything about the Gazan people. Like it was really, really, really consensus that for now they butchered our people. They murdered our brothers, so we don't care about them. We first of all protect ourselves. Now I think there is more like now there is more criticism and more opinions because things are more calm now. But yes.
Yeah. So that leads nicely on to the next question, which is, who do you blame for what is going on right now? That's a difficult question. It is.
I think okay. The easiest thing will be to blame the government, because it is true. I mean, our governments makes a lot of benefits from wars, because war unites the people, and war can make them do whatever they want to do, and it creates hate, which hate is good for corrupted governments, like hate in the people, like the left-right hate the right. The left wing hates the right wing, and the right wing hates the left wing, and like there is no. It's good for governments, and also the Hamas are also in our governments. Like there are a lot of really religious people. Not the prime minister, not Netanyahu is not religious, but he has a lot of people in the government that are really, really religious. In our side, it's like in the Bible, the land was the Jewish land, and like it's our promised land, and all the other people doesn't matter, because we are the higher, like we are the best people in the world and the most important, and God chose the Jewish people to like own this country. And then the other side, it's like also crazy Islamists that are like the Al-Aqsa, the Jerusalem, they also think it's theirs, and they also say like to like I don't know, to like make everyone Muslim and kill all the Jews, and they are like don't, and that's my opinion, but I think it's the truth that Hamas is not a freedom like organization. It has nothing to do with freedom and peace. They are like in the same list of ISIS and Al Qaeda, and they are really, really religious, and they don't want to free Palestine. Like they want an Palestinian country with the Sharia rules, like with the Islam rules. They want it to be Iran. It's like they're not the good people here. So yeah, they are blamed for that, but we also have to ask ourselves like, how did we got to a situation that these people are in the leadership of the people, and so I think I'm not going to like give you a specific answer because I don't know the answer. But I think the people in Israel like they stopped to believe in peace. Like not many, but in the like as the years go, less and less people are really people of peace. There are not a lot of people. They say like, yeah, I want peace, but they murder us. They murder us on the street. So if we give them a country, then they will keep attacking us, and we will be dangerous. And you first have to take care of your people. Like there is a lot of perception of like not safety. I don't know how to say it. Like there is a lot of militarism. Like first of all, we have to be safe, and in order for them to be afraid of us and not wanting to attack us again, we have to do this and this and this. So like it's like a common perception in the Israeli society. Did you understand what I say?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like we gave up the idea of peace. Like, why do we even want peace? We want peace. I mean, because in my opinion, it's the way for everyone to be safe in the long run. Like, okay, if we scare them now, then maybe they won't attack us for 8-9 years, but then they will forget it and they will attack us, and then we will attack them, and then it's a circle of violence that never ends. So I think that's in the Israeli society, and I don't claim to know all about the Palestinian society, but I think there is also a perception of like, we are the poor ones, and we don't have an independent country, and they stole our land, and they occupied us, and which is everything is correct, but they have a responsibility for their own destiny, and they sometimes forget it. I give you an example, and don't like. I don't live in the Palestinian society, so I don't know if what I say is really correct.
Okay.
But like the Jerusalem is split in half. There is like Western Jerusalem, which is part of Israel, like everything is has equal rights in there. And there is Eastern Jerusalem. It was occupied in 1967. And the Arab people, Palestinian people that live there, they have like semi-rights. Like they can vote for the municipal election, but not for like the government, because like they are not residents of Israel. It's kind of complicated, so they boycott the municipal election, and I only heard about it like a week ago.
Okay.
Just for a chat, just like a coincidence. And I said like, why do they do that? And the saying, like the claim is that we are not participating with the Zionist idea. we are not Israelis. We don't want you there. It's not their country. If we vote, it means we're participating. So, and you can say, okay, it's an acceptable thing to do, but also like you already live here. You can make your life better. So maybe just take yourself together. Make a group of people that say we want peace. Like and they don't really do it as a society. Like they are staying in the poor and depressed position. So I think, and then like radical governments can rise in this situation where like they are really angry and mad and humiliated by the Israelis.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you want? What's your opinion? Do you want peace? Do you think that's possible?
Like, I will tell you my dream. I don't know if I don't know if I believe it's possible, but that's like my dream. I think the Israelis and the Palestinians has a lot in common, more than we think so. I don't know if you know that, but Hebrew and Arabic are really similar languages. There are a lot of shared languages. It came from the same origin. A lot of Jewish people, Israeli people, they came from Arab countries. Like my family didn't. My family came from Europe, from Poland, but like a lot of people came from Egypt and Syria and Iraq and Morocco and like Arab countries. So we have like, and the culture is like really similar to the Arabic one in the food, in the accent, in the I don't know, even in the appearance of the people, like how they look. So I think we have, and we have all this shared history and like a land that we all have connection to. So I believe my dream is that we can live here together. Like I don't want. My dream is not that we have two countries. Maybe different authorities and like we different government for the. I don't know, like they do in Canada, for example, that they have the French Canadian and the English, and they have like a different systems, kind of, but they're all Canadian. So that's my dream, that we can live here together. Because I will tell you a story. Like in this, just by a coincidence, a week ago, I was in a seminar that talked about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. That's where I heard what I told you before. And we met a person that he's the founder of Ir David, the city of David. It's like an archaeological site that was the palace of King David in Jerusalem. And it's in the middle of a Palestinian neighborhood. So basically it's, in my opinion, a horrible thing, like to build a Jewish archaeological site in the middle of people's houses that have, but okay. And he told us that he lived next to the Arabs, and he says we have amazing relationship with them. I borrow stuff from my neighbors, and they come for me for help, and we all have like a good neighborhood. But he said that the people there is like a river in the middle of the neighborhood. Like it's not really a river, but like a valley. And he says that the people from across the valley, when Hamas shoots rockets on Jerusalem, so they go on the roofs and they celebrate and they cheer up and later I thought like there is no difference between the Palestinian that lives next to him from the Palestinians across the valley. The only difference is that they have introduction with, like, they know each other, and they don't know each other. Like he says it really good that he says maybe the Palestinian, my neighbors also think like that, but we have we have too close relationship in order for them to cheer up when they shoot rockets. So by that I'm saying that when you meet someone and when you live next to someone, then it's harder for you to hate them and it's easier for you to love them, because I think most of the people just want, like, to have a family and make, like, decent money and to have a job. You know, that's what most of the people want. But when you don't meet, then like organizations like government can spread things about the other side that can be truth, but I think we all know that truth can be presented in a lot of ways, and like the parts of the truth that people choose to present to us is like it's important what parts of the truth do we hear, and so when you don't meet with each other, then governments can use it to, you know, make hate and stuff like that. So that's my dream. I don't know if that's possible, but I can say you this: Israelis people don't go anywhere. Palestinian people don't go anywhere. Like everyone who claims that there are people in the really extreme right that says we should all like send them away, and the president of Scotland already said that he's willing to accept them as refugees. So they shall go to Scotland, and we should banish them from here. And the Palestinians says that, and also, you know, not only the Palestinians, like the right-wing people in the U.S. says, the Jewish, all the Israelis have second citizenship, so they should just go back to Poland. And both options are ridiculous and not reasonable, and we all have really connection and like a practical life here, so none of us is going anywhere. So the solution will have to consider the fact that non-Israelis or Palestinians are going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So going on from what you were saying about like the truth and how it can get twisted and stuff, what do you think about how the media and
I was just going to say about to talk about.
Go on.
Basically, maybe you finish your question and then I will understand. Like, sorry, I stopped you in the middle.
It's okay. I was just going to ask what you think about how the media has responded to the events since October 7th. And, that was the question.
So before I say that, I want to mark the fact that the Israelis and the Palestinians, they live in a really different media world. Like the Israelis, we don't hear enough about what's going on in Gaza. Like, we know people get killed and we know the numbers, but we also but people say to us, it's Hamas numbers. Like most of them are terrorists, and it's correct that a lot of the numbers, like when they say 30,000, so how many of them are terrorists or soldiers, whatever you want to call it, and how many of them are citizens. It's something you need to that's like an interesting thing about saying the truth. Like, there is the number, but who makes the numbers? And like everyone can say anything, and everyone can say that the other side is lying. So basically, we live in different worlds. Like Palestinians, a lot of them, they don't know that Israeli citizens were murdered in October 7th. They think, yeah, the Hamas, they killed the soldiers, the IDF soldiers, and they overcome them, and it's like a huge victory. And they don't know that they went into private houses and murdered everyone inside. And I think there is also a lot of things that we don't know about what's going on in the West Bank and what's going on in Gaza, because when a person gets killed, it's the easiest thing to say a soldier killed a terrorist. But do we, like a 13 years old child who throw a rock on a soldier, is he a terrorist? It's not like it's not nice, and it can be dangerous when someone throws rocks at you, but you know, it's like everything can be twisted and can be described according to the interest of the people. And about October 7th, I talked about how the government and the army were like completely disappeared, and it took the IDF hours to respond and hours to get to the place where the event occurred. And the media actually had like a big part of like being in the event. Like they sent reporters to the places, and they like said there was a channel that said, our number is open, you can call us and we will help you. And then you hear on live, I didn't watch it because I didn't want to watch, like I think watching the news like in an obsessed way is really bad for us, so I didn't watch it. But I heard later that people actually called, and the like how do you say that, the person that sits in the news and
the news anchor.
Yeah, maybe so. So they were like, "Where are you? How can we help you?" Like they really were. There was a feeling that they were really there for the people. And in Israel, I think there are a lot of news reporters that are heroes. You know, kind of local heroes. Like there is I don't know, Dani Kushmaro and Yonit Levy, and it's not names that will say something to you, but in Israel they're like amazing people that are always there. But I think as long as the war continues, they kind of, and I don't like it, they make it kind of a reality show. Like when there was we didn't even talk about the hostages, but never mind. When there was like the first deal of the hostages, like 100 hostages are already back in Israel. So when they got released, it was like really reporters and you know, like news channels filmed everything. It's like they like to stack a camera wherever they shouldn't stack a camera, so it kind of like feel kind of like a reality show. Like a lot of, which I think it's cute, because like a 15 years old child who had a TikTok account, and then he was abducted to Gaza and sit in a basement for 80 days, and then he...
Oh, no. Hi, sorry. That was my fault. I had to upgrade the thing, but I've done it now.
After 40 minutes.
Yeah, but don't worry.
Okay, so I was saying that I think it's cute that a 15 years old boy that had a TikTok account and then he was abducted to Gaza. So when he comes home and suddenly has a lot of followers and he becomes like a TikTok famous, I think it's cute. But I think when the media uses it to get rating and like make a lot of, it's like it makes it kind of cheap and kind of hypocrite, and I don't like it.
No, fair enough. Yeah. And what do you think specifically about Western media and how that might compare to the experience that you have with the Israeli media?
So you got stacked for me. So
sorry. What do you think about Western media and how that compares to your experience with the Israeli media?
Actually, I don't really familiar with Western media.
Okay.
I can tell you two experiences that are my own experience. First of all, they come to like every important event that happens. For example, there was like a walk of 4 days from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. It was like a demonstration of like a protest of bring them home now, like bring back the hostages. And they like joined us and they interviewed people and interviewed families of hostages people, and they come to like there is in Tel Aviv like a big square where the families like they protest there, and they are there, the families, and they come there a lot, and there are present, and it makes me personally feel good because I feel like we're not forgotten, and like that we in the media like the hate of the Israelis and hate of Zionism and hate of the Jewish people, it's like really increased, and it's I think there is a legitimate criticism about what the Israeli government do, but I think it's like gone off the way, and like we get a lot of hate, so it's important to know that also people report the truth, and there are like stuff that, again, it's stuff that I saw in the Israeli media, in the Israeli social network, so I don't know, I mean, obviously it's the truth because I saw videos and I saw like stuff like that, but it's not all the truth, I'm sure of it. So we saw like there was like a news reporter that asked an Israeli person like a really ridiculous question. She asked him if the fact that we are willing to free 3 terrorists from the prison in exchange for 1 hostage, it means that we don't value Palestinian life because 1 hostage, like 1 Israeli life, worth 3 Palestinian life, and it's like not. It's like stupid because we didn't want. It's not related, like And there was also the story that there were some news reporters that like they filmed October 7th, like they joined Hamas troops and they filmed it. In my opinion, like I have a critical mind. So in my opinion, it's reporters that are always stay in Gaza, like a world reporters, and then they saw that something happened, so they reported about it, but they didn't know what was happening, and they didn't know they come to murder people in their house. That's my opinion, but it's so I That's what I have to say, but I don't really familiar with the Western media.
Okay. And sort of historically with the Israel and Palestine conflict, thinking like decades back, obviously when the Jewish people first settled, that was an agreement made by Western governments to give the Jewish people a safe space. So because of that, do you think that Western governments are also to blame for the ongoing conflict?
I don't I think this I think Western governments has they tend to always do think that there are basically good things, but without thinking about the consequences. Yeah. Like America after 9/11, they went to find Bin Laden, which is basically a good thing to clear the world from Al Qaeda, which is, I think, a horrible organization. But they didn't think about it that it will make a horrible war in Afghanistan, and now there is something worse. So I think a lot of government they tend to do good stuff and moral stuff without taking the responsibility of what happens later. And there are millions of ideas. So I think basically the saying that Jewish people should have a country is a good thing. The Jewish people were hunted for thousands of years, and the agreements were made after horrible events in Russia, or Ukraine, something like that, where a lot of Jewish people were murdered in their houses and their businesses were injured, and there was also the Holocaust, which happened late after the Balfour Agreement, but basically, I think, and you won't change my mind that it's important for the Jewish people to have their own country. If they didn't have their own country, I wouldn't be here. That's a fact. It's a hunted people, and there should be a place where they are safe. However, when the British people did it, they saw white people, because back then the more high society of the Jewish people, they were white. Mm-hmm. Right now it's completely different, and there are Israelis in all colors that do all sorts of stuff. But back then it was mostly the Jewish people who came from Europe, and they spoke German, they spoke English, they spoke French. They were their kind of people, and I think it was easier for them to recognize the Jewish people over the Arab barbarians, as they called it, that live here. But it's also important to say that the Zionists, they have an organized plan, and they did a really good politics that make a lot of countries to recognize them and support them, which is a thing that the Palestinians didn't do. So there is also this thing that I think the Jewish took responsibility on their life, and did politics that allowed them to make the country here. But they were also more privileged than the Palestinian. They had a lot of money, so they could buy lands from the Arabs. The Arabs at first, they were really happy to sell their lands. They got money. They saw the land. They made a deal. They got money. But I think if you look at it from a higher perspective, you can see that there is on the one hand, the Zionists were like more. They made better politics, and they took more responsibility, and they called themselves people, and they did actions to make a country, but they had like a better starting point. So it's and after the Holocaust, I think it's all changed, but that's like something else. So that's what I think.
Yeah. Okay. And you actually already answered the question that was going to be like for the end. So, because you've already told me what your dream was. Let me try and think of something else then that I can ask instead. I don't know. You've talked a lot. Thank you so much. Because it's yeah, and you know, I know that when I'm interviewing these people, because I've got I found a refugee who's in the UK, so yeah, I just wanted to let you know it doesn't matter what opinion you have, whether I disagree or agree, like it's more about the experience as a human that I want to share. It's not about the politics of it, and it's about the humanity of it, that because I'm for peace, which I know is so hard and it's complicated, but yeah, so I just wanted to, as a little disclaimer, say that.
So if I want to give my message about peace, I already say it, but I will say it again.
Okay.
Like a lot of Israelis would say, I don't have problems with Arabs. I buy from Arabs. I have Arab friends. I work with Arabs. But the Palestinian people are horrible people who wants to kill us, wants us all dead. Like you will always hear it, and I think that as I told you before, like about what happened after October 7, that a lot of citizens volunteered and actually replaced the governments in their positions and like did amazing stuff. So I think the Israeli people, I don't know about the Palestinians, but I think Israeli people are people of actions and like people that don't sit around and wait for the government to do. I don't know if it's because we are a young country, so our grandparents were actually the people who build the country in their hands, or maybe because we all joined the army, so we all involved in everything that happens. But we are this kind of people, like people who do things by the hands. And in my opinion, this is also where the peace comes from. From people to meet other people, from Israeli people to meet with Palestinian people, not necessarily about the conflict, but just meet with them and want to meet them from both sides. And I think this is where the peace will come from. I don't think, and then it will it will. I have amazing words in Hebrew that I don't know how to translate. No. And I think then it will, get into the government, then it will rise up and the governments will start do things. But I think when it happens, it will start from the people. And that's my message for everyone who talks about peace. And I want to say one more thing. I know that specifically in the UK, there is a lot of criticism about Israel and what we do, and a lot of it is justified, but I want to remind that, and it's also about people, that no one thinks he's the bad guy. So, and what it means that when we go deep, and when we meet people, we see that the reality is always more complicated than what we are presented in the media, in the opinions, and we have our mind he tends to like tell us a story and make like a story with a message, with who is the bad guy and who is the good guy. And reality is always, always, always more complicated than that, and it's important to remember.
Of course, of course. Thank you so much. I think that's everything that I wanted to say. And yeah, I'll stop. Do you want to say anything more, or was that all?
No, that's I think in the end I said like
yeah, that was a nice end. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this